don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, back again. Marlo knows basketball and Marlo knows boxing. I know you guys see the title of the video, man. I just got a question, man. I got a question for all the basketball fans out here. And this is going to be a tricky one. Who is LeBron James' biggest fan? Who is it? Who is the biggest bronze sexual? Is it Shannon Sharp? Is it Mr. Shannon Sharp? I mean, it possibly is, man. Rumor has it that Shannon Sharp behind closed doors have openly stated behind closed doors that he loves LeBron James more than his own children. He's really said that. He's really said that. And you know, the sources, I can't disclose the sources, but behind closed doors, Shannon Sharp has openly stated that he loves LeBron James more than his children. But it's not Shannon Sharp. It's not Uncle Shay Shay. It's not him. He's not the biggest LeBron James fan. He's not the biggest bronze sexual. He's a really big bronze sexual, but he's not the biggest one. So if you were thinking Shannon Sharp, your answer would be wrong. Now, if your next guess was Kendrick Perkins, that's another really good guess. That's another really, really good guess, man. We're watching a Kendrick Perkins. I was watching this Kendrick Perkins interview. And in this actual interview, he was asked about his childhood and, you know, coming up and, you know, how he was able to make it through living in a hood like a lot of us do, and how he was able to stay focused on the basketball court. And the first thing that he talked about wasn't his mom. It wasn't his friends when he was growing up, his coaches, his uncles, you know, that really helped him when he was coming up. The first person he brought up was LeBron James. LeBron James. Him and LeBron are the same age. He didn't even know LeBron James until he was at least a teenager, I believe. But he said as a 5-year-old, he just knew LeBron James is his biggest inspiration in life. In life. His whole life, he's always looked up to LeBron James. Even before he knew him. Even before he knew him. When Kendrick Perkins was 5, 6, 7 years old, and everybody else was talking about they want to be like Mike, Kendrick Perkins was talking about he want to be like LeBron. And he didn't even know him. He just knew somewhere deep in his heart. And that's what he said. He said somewhere deep in his heart, he knew it was a kid in Akron, Ohio, that was his biggest inspiration and is why he was able to make it to the NBA. He said he couldn't have done it without LeBron James. He said he couldn't have done it without LeBron James. Not without his mom. Not without his family members. He couldn't do it without LeBron James. That was the most important. That's been the most important person in his life since he was born. But if you guess Kendrick Perkins, he's a huge bronze sexual. But again, you'd be wrong. Now if you guess this man, Nick Wright, Mr. Hot Take himself, Nick the hater, Nick Wright. He is a if being a bronze sexual was judged based off of the size of an animal, he'd be an elephant. Rumor has it. This is allegedly. Behind closed doors, he's openly admitted to his wife that he is a bronze sexual. He said he likes both LeBron and women. He also admitted to his wife that if given the opportunity, he would drink LeBron's bathwater. It's allegedly, you know what I'm saying? It's allegedly. People close to him have come out and exposed him. He stated that he would drink LeBron's bathwater. He's a bronsexual. He's attracted to both LeBron and women. So that's his sexual. I'm not judging him. You have the right to have your own sexual preference. But that makes him an elephant of a bronsexual. But if you guess Nick Wright, you'd again be wrong. Now, if you guessed that the biggest LeBron fan, the biggest bronsexual in the world on the planet Earth is LeBron Ramon James, ding, 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 you'd be right. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James is his own biggest fan. He's his own biggest fan. The biggest bronsexual on earth is LeBron James himself. We've never seen an athlete praise himself the way LeBron does. We've never seen an athlete call himself the GOAT like LeBron did. Like LeBron does.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
I was super, super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, it was the greatest team to ever assemble.
Okay, so first of all, no player has ever called himself the GOAT. And then your reason behind it is hella suspect. Come on now. You're saying that the Golden State Warriors we're talking about the Golden State Warriors without KD was the best team ever assembled? How? On paper, that Golden State Warriors, and we saw it on paper, and we saw it play out on the court. That Golden State Warriors team was not a better assembled team than the Cavs. I mean, let's talk about the top three players on each team. You had Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green against LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. LeBron James is obviously better than Stephen Curry. Kyrie Irving is better than Klay Thompson. And Kevin Love's better than Draymond Green, clearly offensively. Draymond Green's better defensively. That one's close. You might give the slight edge to Draymond because he's such a great defender. But that's close. It's like, come on, man. Y'all wasn't going into some type of a mismatch. That was an evenly matched. Those were two evenly matched teams. And we saw it on the court. And Kyrie outplayed Stephen Curry in that series. And no, don't try to say that Stephen Curry was hurt because he was not. When he was dropping 40 points when he dropped 40 points on Damian Lillard's head, wasn't nobody saying that he was injured then. So he was not injured when Kyrie dominated him. They just try to say that because Kyrie dominated him. And then you say that made you the greatest player of all time, but when people talk about Jordan's rings, you say that rings are a team accomplishment. But you say, so Jordan, when he was winning those championships, that's not Jordan winning the championships. That's the Bulls winning the championships. That's a team accomplishment. But when you beat the Warriors, you beat the Warriors. Like Kyrie wasn't there. Averaging 27 points a game. You had a teammate averaging 27 points a game. To put that into proper context, Jordan's never had a teammate average more than 22 points a game in any series, in any regular season, or anything like that. And you had a guy averaging 27 points a game on your team, but you beat the Warriors? So Kyrie, you the reason why Kyrie was making all those shots, huh? You're the reason why Kyrie was out playing and cooking Stephen Curry like he was Curry GOAT. You're the reason why Kyrie was balling out like that? Nah, man. You can't have it both ways. You can't say Jordan winning championships is a team accomplishment, but you winning a championship against the Warriors was an individual accomplishment, you did that, that made me the greatest player of all time. Like Kyrie wasn't out there hitting all the clutch shots, saving your behind.
The one thing that I know for sure, that I've been a part of 2 teams that's won the 2 hardest championships in NBA league history. The 2016 Cavs coming back from 3-1 versus 73-9 team, being down 3-1 versus one of the best teams that ever been assembled.
2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. And then what we went through in the bubble. And if you were not in a bubble, you don't quite understand it. You would never ever understand how hard it was to win that championship, to be able to motivate yourself.
Stop it, LeBron. Stop it. Cut the crap. I mean, we all respect Jimmy Butler, and we know how great Jimmy Butler is. He's a really good player, a really good player. But cut the crap, man. Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat was one of the 2 hardest championships to win. Beating Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat was one of the 2 hardest championships to win. And LeBron fans love to crap on Jordan's competition. Oh, Stockton and Malone wasn't all that. Charles Barkley wasn't all that. Clyde Drexler wasn't all that. Beating Magic Johnson wasn't all that. Magic was old, even though Magic was only like 31 years old when Jordan beat him. Oh, Magic was old. But you're gonna say those championships weren't against great competition, but you're gonna let LeBron say one of the 2 hardest championships to win was against Jimmy Butler's Heat. Every team Jordan beat, every single team Jordan beat in the finals was better than the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat. Come on, man. Just stop it, man. Jimmy Butler that's never even been first team All NBA ever. Just never been a first team All NBA player. Never won an MVP. Never won a scoring title. I mean, come on, man. He's been the best player on 2 teams to make it to the finals. But just stop it, man. Stop it. This guy, Jimmy Butler, is no better than Clyde Drexler all time. Clyde Drexler is higher than Jimmy Butler is all time. Jimmy Butler's not going to make top 75. Jimmy Butler's not going to, when they do this again in 25 years, he's not even going to make top 100. Just get out of here, man. Get out of here. He's not even better than Clyde Drexler. And you saying that's the one of the 2 hardest championships ever was beating the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat. Cut the crap. Let's just be real, LeBron. For you to be the GOAT, you're going to have to win 2 more championships. You're going to have to win 2 more finals MVPs. Jordan has 5 MVPs. You have 4 MVPs. You need another MVP, LeBron. Jordan has a Defensive Player of the Year. Where's your Defensive Player of the Year, LeBron? Jordan has one. You have to call yourself greater than him. You need a Defensive Player of the Year. Let's just cut the crap. The only thing that you have over Jordan is total stats. And that's because you played longer. You're playing 6-7 more seasons. And you won less championships, less finals MVPs, less Defensive Player of the Years, less scoring titles. Jordan's led the league in a stat 12 times. You've only done it twice. Let's just cut the crap, man. Be real with yourself. You know why you still chasing ghosts in Chicago. Because you haven't caught them. You still trying to catch up. 20 years later. But IMO, in my opinion, you could play 100 years. You're still not going to catch him. And the thing about Jordan is he doesn't have to call himself the GOAT. Everybody else does it. We've already seen what Jordan had to say when he was called the GOAT and asked if he wants that title. He doesn't even want it. Everybody else says it. Everybody else says he's the GOAT. He doesn't have to call himself the GOAT. When you're really the GOAT, you don't have to say it because the majority of everyone else is saying it. LeBron has to say he's the GOAT because the majority of NBA of basketball fans, the majority of people on the planet Earth in general are saying Jordan. So LeBron has to call himself the GOAT because the majority of everybody else isn't saying it.
If you care about being called the greatest basketball player ever, does that matter? Do you want that?
I don't want it in a sense because I think it disrespects Will Chamberlain, Jerry West, all the guys that prior to me I never had a chance to play against. What everybody's saying I am, I never had the chance to compete against other legends that was prior to me. When I hear it, I cringe a little bit because it's a little bit embarrassing because no one knows. I never had the chance once again to play against those guys. I would love to have played against them, but I never did. And for you to say that I'm better than him, I mean, it's your opinion. It's their opinion. I accept that as their opinion. If you ask me, I would never say that I'm the greatest player. And that's because I never played against all the people that represented the league prior to Michael Jordan.